funny, but we also want to think about if there's going to be a point-counterpoint.
Maya Sterling knows a thing or two about the ruthless art of prioritizing. This Bethesda Chevy Chase senior made it her mission to see what she could do to get the school newspaper into the black. The Tatler is Montgomery County's longest-running school newspaper, and Maya Sterling is the business manager.
And every edition costs us between like $800, like $1,200 to print enough for all the students and staff in the building. So that comes to about $10,000, $11,000 a year. So that's a lot of fun, especially because we don't get tons of funding from the PTA, our Parent Teacher Association, or from the Educational Foundation. We do get a very generous donation from them, but it's not enough, of course. It's not $12,000. So this is our November edition of the paper. This ad here was for Aristotle Circle, which is a tutoring company in the area.
Maya decided the school needed to go for broke in order to keep the paper running. She organized various events throughout the year, like bake sales and selling ads to local businesses and paper subscriptions to BCC parents.
Where did your papers end up, my friend?
The Whole Foods on River.
And her formula added up to success.
So we had all of these, $25 subscriptions, and we had our ads, and we had donations when we had big events. And together with that, we were able to start publishing longer and longer editions. The Tatler had steadily been about 16 pages, maybe 20. Now we're consistently 24, 28, or 32-page editions, and we're able to publish 4 and sometimes even 8 pages of color.
It just might be a story on immigration.
English teacher and newspaper advisor David Lopalato was one of the BCC staff members who nominated Maya for the Outstanding Teen Award.
She never settles. She's always interested in the community first. I rarely ever see her worried about what's in it for her. She's motivated by making a better product, making a better community.
Did you deliver your paper? Remember you gave out papers to everyone?
This Bethesda Chevy Chase senior made it her mission to see that her school could up its game with the annual Pennies for Patient fundraiser for the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society. When her school was raising $5,000 for the charity, she alone raised over $8,000. School administrators decided they needed to capitalize on Maya's talent and get her on board with them.
So that event really got me started in kind of big fundraising for LLS, big event organizing. So the end of the year came around, and the Student Government Association sponsor, Timothy Gilmore, reached out to me, and he said, "We'd love you to be a part of the program through the school instead of kind of being outside the school." I was like, "Of course, I'd love to do that." It's not an insert, I think it's an ad. I have to confirm that, actually.
Maya took on the task of the Pennies for Patients fundraiser with the same tenacity she used with the Tatler.
We have a full-page ad from Athnasium, a 4th-page ad from the Bethesda Court Hotel. We decided we wanted things like a staff-student basketball game. We wanted things like a class versus class Olympics. We wanted things like restaurant nights. We wanted the fundraising that people do in their homeroom classes to be a really big piece of our fundraising. So had our big long month of fundraising, and in February of 2015, the school raised $14,600, which is the most we've ever raised, ever. In the past, the highest we'd ever raised was like $7,000.
Hey, Bethesda Chevy Chase High School. I heard what you guys are doing for the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society, and I want you all to know how thankful I am.
So we were very excited after this. So in the late spring of my junior year, it was like, okay, Maya, we're going to do it again. And I was like, yes. I want more of the juniors to take on more of a leadership thing, because obviously I'm not going to be here next year.
Maya's modesty for the good work she is doing is refreshing. Only after our interview was about to end did we find out there was a personal reason behind her passion for this particular cause.
The organization is important to me for a different reason. Both of my grandfathers passed away from blood cancer, so it's important to me that there is a cure that can be found, and I know that the research that LLS does funds really important research projects that don't only benefit blood cancer victims and their families. The research actually can help research for all cancers, and that's what I think is really special about fundraising for the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society.
But her talent doesn't end at fundraising. She is fluent in Spanish.
And then this is an article that I actually wrote in Spanish about my trip this summer to Ecuador. I lived for 6 weeks in Ecuador.
Was instrumental in creating a news magazine show for MCPS television.
I used to play soccer.
And 2 years ago, she led the way in creating an annual community festival at BCC, Barron Palooza. And what does she think about being named an extraordinary teen?
It's been really exciting to be in a magazine and people to like congratulate me, sometimes complete strangers, and it's like, oh yeah, that was me. So it's been really fun.
I think she appreciates like where she comes from and the benefits she's gotten, and she's not going to rest on those laurels. I mean, she's really, she wants to give back, but I mean, she wants to parlay some of that privilege into giving back, and that's extraordinary.